I'm going to tell you, there are two things in this world that I absolutely hate. One of them is insurance, and one of them is credit. These are the two biggest scams that have ever been perpetrated on the American people. And let's start with insurance. We're going to do insurance. If you think about this, insurance is the one thing that you pay for your entire life, hoping you never have to use it. But when you do use it, well, then they fight you for it, deny your claim, delay your claim. Then maybe they'll pay for a piece of it. And then what do? Well, then they raise your rates. They take your money. They sit on your money for years. They make money off of your money. And the last thing that an insurance company wants to do is pay you back your own money. They want to keep everything that you give them. Because make no bones about it, insurance companies are flush with cash. All right? They are worth hundreds of millions, if not billions, hundreds of billions of dollars. They have money to burn. And the last thing they want to do is give it to the poor sap that's paying them. Insurance is such a ripoff. And I don't care how much money you make, you're insurance poor. Because think about this for a minute. Think about this. You become of age. You start working, buy a house, get married. You do what you're supposed to do. So at this point in your life, however old you are when this happens, you have car insurance, motorcycle insurance, boat insurance, ATV insurance, if you have any of these products, house insurance, property insurance, life insurance, health insurance, dental insurance, vision insurance, cancer insurance, insurance, just in case you get hurt and cannot work, well, then we'll insure that too. It's insane. You're insurance poor. And insurance companies are the biggest ripoff in the world. What other industry in this world? Well, I stand corrected. Every industry in this world, because now you live a life of rental. You own nothing anymore. You want Microsoft Word? Good. Give us $10 a month and you can use it. Just like insurance. You want insurance? Good. Tally up all your insurance, $1,000, $1,200, $1,500, $2,000 a month. Give us all your money, then we'll loan you something that chances are we're never going to give back to you. And just in case you do need it, just in case you do, then we're going to do everything that we possibly can to keep from paying you out. Because I'm going to tell you, you give them all this money, and as soon as one thing happens, well, guess what? Suddenly, it's a problem. Because not only now do I have to fight these idiots to get my money, on top of that, I have to pay a deductible. I have to pay a portion of the damage that I pay them to cover. This is the biggest scam in the world. And I'm going to tell you, they will loophole you to death. They will find every way in the world to deny your claim. If you do not believe me, go look at State Farm. How many thousands of lawsuits do they have against them for denying claims? For people who have legitimate claims, just for the fires in California, the amount of claims they have is staggering. And I was watching this thing as an attorney, his entire caseload, he does nothing else but sue State Farm because State Farm does not want to pay for anything. They want to keep all your money to make sure that they're all wealthy. Screw you. And the bad thing is, most of these insurances you have, you don't have a choice. You have to buy them. Now understand, there's a reason. If you own a home, you want to insure it in case something devastating happens to your house, like the people in California to where your home burns down. But guess what? They don't pay anyway. They don't pay anyway. So if there's a 50-50 shot that you won't pay me, then shouldn't I at least have a decision if I want it or not? Maybe I want to roll the dice. Maybe, if something happens, fine, it's on me. Instead of you soaking me for thousands of dollars every month. And then I have to hire an attorney just to get back the money you borrowed from me. And like I said, insurance, you rent your entire life now. You own nothing. You have insurance. You don't own it. Like I said, Microsoft Office. You don't own it. You get a warranty on your car. Well, you don't own that because you get the warranty because the bank still owns your car until you get it paid off. But everything you do now is subscription based. And that's what insurance is. Insurance is subscription based. You tell us how much stuff you want to insure, and we'll tell you what your subscription is. And you're going to pay it every single month because you do not have a choice. That is something we have removed from you. We have taken away your choice. You're going to get insurance. You're going to pay it. We're going to tell you what you're going to pay, and you're going to like it. And guess what? There's not a damn thing you can do about it. Not a damn thing. And God forbid something goes wrong and you do have to use your insurance. Because like I said, you're going to have to pay deductible. Well, now we're going to raise your rates even higher. So you got that car that you're paying $200 a month on. Well, now you're paying $350 a month on it. Yeah, we know it was only $5,000 worth of damage. We don't care. And we understand you've paid us in $12,000 to cover the car. And we're only going to give you back $5,000 of that. But out of that $5,000, we're going to make you pay $1,000, so we're only on the hook for $4,000. So even though you've paid us $12,000, we got to pay you back $4,000. So we've actually made $8,000 off of you. Here's your $4,000. You know what? We're just going to give you $2,000. We're going to find some way to screw you out of that too, because that's what insurance companies do. Make no bones about it. They are for profit. Okay. They're not there to help you. They're not there to save you. And you see their commercials, Jake, the State Farm guy. And I'm going to tell you, State Farm is probably one of the worst insurances you can have right now. It seems like everywhere I turn, they're being sued by every state in the union. Everybody is suing State Farm because for some reason they decided they don't want to pay anything out anymore. They don't want to pay it out. They just want to keep all your money and screw you. And you paid your premiums. You did everything you're supposed to. You did everything right. And you still get screwed. You follow all the rules, you still lose. That's not insurance. That's a casino. You're gambling. Every time you pay that bill for insurance, every month, you might as well take that $200 and throw it on the craps table. Because you got just about the same amount of odds of them actually paying you. And like I said, if you don't believe me, just look up State Farm. Look at all the lawsuits, thousands of lawsuits against State Farm, because they just decided, you know what? We're just going to keep everybody's money. We're just going to get rich because it's cheaper for us to probably settle out the lawsuits and everybody keep paying us than it is for us to actually go out and fix all the stuff. And that's kind of how pharmaceutical companies work. It's cheaper for them to keep selling you drugs that make you sick and settle the lawsuits than to actually fix the problem. And insurance is kind of the same way. And you got to look at it from this standpoint. Insurance isn't protection. It's a business betting against you. They're the house, all right? They're betting that you lose, and you are. You're going to lose your money every single month. And the problem is, most of the time, they win. Because even if they do pay a claim, you're still going to pay deductible, and they're still going to raise your rates. And then if you go somewhere else, they're going to look at your insurance and say, oh my God, he's got a claim. So now, even though you don't have insurance with us, we're going to give you a higher rate anyway. Because somebody decided to run into your car in the middle of the night. They left. You have no idea who did it. So you got to claim it on your insurance. But guess what? It's still a claim. It doesn't matter. Because I had that happen to me. My car got hit in a parking lot, destroyed the back of my car. I had to have it fixed. My rates went up. And I told him, I said, this is not at fault. How can you raise my rates? But it's still a claim. Oh, so no matter what happens to me, if it's my fault or not, you're still going to screw me. That's basically exactly what happened. It's a constant screwing, a constant ripoff, and it never ends. It's like subscribing to Netflix, but never getting to watch anything. You just keep paying and paying and paying for the rest of your life. And then guess what? One day you die. And, God forbid you actually have to use your insurance, but there are some people who go through their entire life and never file an automobile claim. Nothing ever happens to their house, nothing. And the tens of thousands of dollars they've paid for insurance that they never got to use. Just think if they'd taken all that money and tied it into an investment. Well, that's a stupid argument because what if? Well, what if? What if? You're right. What if? You can what if me all day long. But if I've never had to use it, well, what if can kiss my ass. That's still thousands of dollars I've paid in that I've never had to use that I could have taken. I could have done anything with that money besides pay insurance. But I ended up paying insurance. And a lot of it. Because like most normal people in this world, we have our house is insured, our autos are insured, which is ridiculous what it costs for us to be our age and married, both of us with absolutely clean driving records, and we still have a ridiculous cost on insurance. And the place we're at has the better rates than every other place we checked. They don't care. All they care is that you scribble them a check. That's all they want from you. Because like I said, insurance companies are for profit. All right? They are not in the business of losing money. They are in the business of screwing you every way that they can. And God forbid you use it, because then they're going to charge you more after you pay part of the problem through a deductible. And then what happens is your insurance goes up so high, you're like, well, I can't afford this. So you have to tier your insurance down, and then guess what happens? The amount you're insured for drops, and your deductible goes up. So now you're on the hook for more in case something else goes wrong. So if there's anybody out there that can tell me exactly how is this fair, please tell me. Drop me a comment. You can get to my email through my YouTube channel, because this is the one thing that's pissed me off. There's two things that have just absolutely burned my ass over the last 10, 15 years. Insurance and credit. The two biggest scams ever perpetrated on the American people.